Hello there, this is DBT and this is Art of Rooms. And alright, let's continue playing some more Racing Master. And today, I want to show you a couple of cool things in the game. One of them is already in the thumbnail, that's right, a fancy livery. But also, I want to take the opportunity to drive in the open world game mode that is available, because it's a bit interesting, and I want to give you my thoughts on this whole thing. But before I get into it, if you enjoy my content, please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel to continue to go, it keeps me going, so yeah, go ahead, it's free, so why not? Especially, let me know if you want me to continue making content in this game, because, oh boy, am I enjoying it. But alright, so, the very first thing that I want to talk about is that livery. But hey, let's take a second just to appreciate this beautiful idling animation over here in the game, letting you see even the interior of the car. Man, that's pretty dope. And of course, this is my SVJ that I unlocked the other day. I made a video talking about it, so yes. I changed the color to it in orange because, of course, it looks pretty dope, right? Though I plan to continue changing the color time and time again. Oh, this plays again the same animation. Okay, yeah, cool. Only without the text. Oh, I see. I mean, look at that. That alone works like a screensaver by itself, doesn't it? But anyway, so no, what I want to show you is this livery that somebody made in... Actually, I was linked to this in the Discord server, in my Discord server, the House of Room. Link is in the description if you want to join. But, all right, let me enter... Actually, no, you know what? I did favorite. So I can just go into Studio and go into... Where is it? Here? Manage? Yes. Oh, look at this thing. It's the DBT Special MX5. Look at this. Shoutouts to Nyan Cat for making this livery. Check this out. How sick is that? Oh my god, this is absolutely gorgeous. And even with the big wing and oh, Jesus, this is absolutely great. Now, can I purchase it? I'm probably gonna have to spend a little bit of diamonds to get this wing. Okay, so the way that this works is that the livery by itself doesn't require, you know, it doesn't have a cost. But if this entire setup has parts of the car that I do not currently own, I do need to purchase them with my currency. So for example, over here. Oh no. No, wait, I can do it. Yeah, all right. So yeah, it's just gonna cost me some credits, a little bit of the diamonds, credits, decal stuff and all of that. So yeah, basically there it is. My grand total is gonna be 120 diamonds, which I'm willing to do for this fancy livery, and a bunch of credits. So that is absolutely fantastic. All right, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. For this, I mean, the amount of time that must have been spent to create this livery, it's absolutely crazy. And of course, I'm gonna use it because, oh boy, doesn't it look amazing. Wait, it's applied, right? Okay, great. Yeah, I added this as a favorite. By the way, if you want to get this livery as well, here is the design ID. You just need to go into the, what is this place called? The studio, and then just enter that number over here in search, put the number in, and you'll be able to find that livery. So let me switch back to that car so that we can have a quick look at it. Because man, come on. So yeah, big shout out to Nyan Cat for designing this thing. Just check that out, man. Ah, that's beautiful. All right, well, I think we need to drive this thing, don't we? Now, I've continued to play this game a bunch, and I've made some progress. In fact, you can see, well, except for the diamonds that I just spent, but I already got back to 30,000, granted. So since the last video, which was like a week ago that I recorded it, I managed to get another like 6,000 diamonds, so that's kind of dope. Again, I understand we are in that part of the game where it's giving you a bunch of resources, but still, kind of cool to continue getting stuff. Speaking of resources, here's one of the things. If you're new to the game and you, like myself, are kind of lost in everything, I did find where you can get your diamonds daily, kind of like the tokens in Asphalt Legends. You go here to the pass. In missions, you want to be doing these missions, which are really easy. Just arrange races for your hire drivers, which is, Jesus Christ, which is over here in manage. If you haven't set this up, I mean, the game, I think, forces you to set it up anyway, so you probably already have that. But yeah, so you can do that, give likes in the design studio, which is what I just did with my livery. Well, the livery for me. Oh, well, you know, about whatever, you get the idea. And then there's another couple things. So you get a little bit of diamonds, but once you complete all of this, you also get an additional 210 diamonds. So that is what I've been paying attention to do it every single day. And that's how I've continued to grow my diamonds, along with the other sources of diamonds in the game, because yes, of course. You know what? Let's do a race with this thing. On selecting the car over here, I realized that I have never continued to upgrade it, and I have a bunch of resources. So let me upgrade it a little bit. So here, modify. As you can see, I've applied some upgrades, but not necessarily a ton. So now this can be a little costly from what I understand. So I'm not gonna full on max it right now. Let's set it up to 4 out of 5. Well, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there. I don't know. I'm just upgrading kind of blindly over here. The point is that you need to bring this thing to 5 out of 5 for all of this, and then I think it's with the ECUs that you do more specialized setup. I don't know. I still don't quite understand that. I'm still working on understanding the game, all right? Sorry. But, okay. Well, that was really lucky for me, because the very first race that I queued up for, it's exactly where I wanted to be, to drive the Mazda. Remember that it basically gives you a random race between all 3 types of cars, you know, the standard, the sports, and the extreme. So this is a standard, but man, doesn't it look freaking crazy? Oh yeah, I love it. And now it has the DBT livery. So yeah, if anybody wants to sport that livery, this is your opportunity. It's available. All you need to have is a little bit of diamonds, which again, you probably have a bunch. Should I be drifting a little bit? Ah, Jesus Christ, that was absolutely terrible. What the? Why couldn't I trigger the drift? That was weird. Right. Focus, DBT, focus. I feel like I can come back over here. But yeah, as I was saying, I've continued to play this game a bunch. Oh, whoa! Oh, there's a little shortcut over there. I did not know those were a thing over here. Interesting. All right. Yeah, I've been trying to get more used to the drifting in this game. I understand now that there are... Oh, God. Should I brake more? Oh, wow. This thing barely brakes. Jesus. I have come to understand now that there are some cars that are much more set up for drifting. There are other cars that are better at grip. Unfortunately, it seems for me that the majority of cars are gonna be performing better on drift than on grip, with the exception of the properly grip-focused cars, but hey, whatever. Still, oh God, I am not braking enough. What's wrong with me? Oh, and we're in Alps. Okay, that's kind of cool, because actually, that's kind of convenient that we're here, because this is precisely the track in which I will be able to show you the open world. And it's an interesting system of the open world, but I'll save my thoughts for once we get there. For now, I'm not coming back in this race. Look at that, I'm in 4th place already, so that's not looking super hot for me, but it's fine. Listen, I'm still learning. Yeah, the drifting again, oh God, I haven't quite gotten used to it. There's definitely some, I don't know, things that you have to consider for the drift, though again, I don't exactly know how to do it proper yet. So if you have any advice for me on how to drift better, please tell me, because I'm so incredibly new at this game. But man, am I enjoying it. At least I can see my other opponents up there, but this is not looking good for DBT, because he can't drift for the life of me. Of him? You know what I'm saying. Come on now. And granted, from what I understand, this car is not particularly good either. This is a common car. But hey, it doesn't matter if it's common. It just looks amazing, even if it doesn't perform necessarily all that great. But yeah, there we go. At least we got one race with this thing, because yes, it looks absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, just wanted to drive it a little bit. Now, with that out of the way, I really wanted to show you precisely the open world mode over here. And that you will find down here where it says cruise near the race button. And it took me a while to get into it and really understand. I mean, it's not that I get it perfectly, but still. So basically, right now there's only one location, which is Alpen, which again, I thought it's Alps, but whatever, you get the idea. I think it's the same thing, right? I don't know. So yeah, I imagine there's gonna be more locations later on, but for now, this is the one that is available. So let's just get into it. And here we are, fantastic. So what is this about? Well, it's, at least from what I understand so far, it seems to me that it's basically, what? There we go. Can I close that? There we go, thank you. Basically just about, well, what it said, cruising. You can just go around in this track and just drive around. However, it's not just what we just raced in the race that you saw. Instead, this does branch into a bunch of different areas and whatnot. You're still limited to the limits of the track itself. So for example, it's not like I can go, ooh, let me go oh Jesus Christ, let me go completely off-road over here and break these fences and get up there. No, you're still limited as you are in the race. However, at the very least, you do have the, oh, and I don't think I can go in there. Yeah, no, you're blocked. But I can drive around in this, in this open-ish world. Now you can see in the minimap that there's indeed a bunch of like branching paths and whatnot, and if you're noticing massive lag issues, that is sadly normal. Oh boy, I'm so sorry, buddy. I did not mean to ram your car. Don't worry, we'll get to talk about what these people are doing in a second. But yeah, so there are a bunch of different routes that you can go into. You can drive around, you can, look at the map, look at the scenery, which is kind of cool. And you will notice that indeed there are other players in this open world. Oh boy! Now what can you do with those other players? I honestly don't know very much other than taking pictures, but yeah, we'll get into that. This does show me that this map is indeed a lot more vast or more expansive than what some of the races that I've done here kind of lead me to believe. As you can see, like I said, there are branching paths, and it's not like, wow, there's a ton of them, but there's definitely a lot to look at and just drive around and whatnot. Now, as I was saying, you can see that there's already other players here in the server. You can see them in the map, but if it indeed looks laggy, yeah, that just seems to be the case over here. I guess it's just a matter of having all of these players in the map and synchronizing your position all the time. I have no idea, but yeah, the performance is kind of oof. But again, this is not a mode that it's here for you to like, oh, let me learn the track and practice it and whatnot. No, if you want to practice it, there's like a practice mode in the game. No, this is more about just cruising around, driving, enjoying the views, enjoying the process of driving, and I believe more importantly is precisely the interaction with other players. Now, right now, I'm not finding any. Okay, there's one. And you can actually collide with them, so if you want to grief them, I suppose that is a thing. But the other thing that is interesting about this game mode is, like I said, this is very much about taking pictures. So let's say that I really like this particular area. Let me go a little bit to the side so that I don't get hit by another car. And I can just go up here into the camera mode. And here we go. With this, if I could, how can I move it? Okay, there we go. Yep, there we go. You can go around, look around. You can have a look at your car, set up a nice picture depending on how you want to set it up and all of that. So a bunch of, camera position, parameters, you can add filters, a bunch of different things. So the idea is precisely so that you can take the time to go in here and take some pictures. And honestly, I actually like that idea quite a bit. Don't mind my voice going weird at times. It's just that I've been recording a bunch of stuff and my voice is tired. It's fine. But yeah, I personally I'm not necessarily a photographer, so I don't know how to set this up to do some amazing pictures and whatnot, though. I could probably take it also from this side. And kind of like this. Maybe a little bit further like this. Lower, higher angle. Yeah, so anyway, you can apply some filters, all of that stuff, right? So this is kind of fun. However, that's not all. No, discard photo settings. Yes, continue. No, exit. My bad. All right, so that is the photo mode, right? Oh, but do you see this button over here that says get out? No, don't start with a meme. All right, so you just press it and what happens? Well, this happens. That's right. You actually get to get outside of your car and move around. That's right. Move around with what purpose? I don't think there's much of a purpose other than, to be positioned yourself maybe for a picture or something. Let's say that I want to take a fancy picture like this. I hope I don't get run over. I'm in the middle of the road. But then I can go into camera and there you go. I can start messing around to try to set up a good picture with the height and all of that stuff, right? Now, the good part about this is, as I just mentioned, since there are other players as well, that means that other players can get into your picture. You can do a full formation of a bunch of cars. Everybody can get it inside or outside of their car and, set it up like that. So I think that's quite interesting because it adds this specific mode that while it is about driving around in the quote-unquote open world, it is also a lot about, hey, here's my crew. Oh, we're going to take some pictures here and we're going to do this and we're going to do all of that. Like I said, they can get out of the car too. So, I mean, I don't think I can steal their car otherwise. Not that I would. And I'm not saying that I would. I'm saying that, if that was an option, Oh, that looks kind of dope. Yeah, so it is interesting indeed how this whole thing... Oh, wait, I can join their... Can I... They can... Wait, what? What just happened? Okay, the game is lagging a little bit, but I think you see... Whoa! Okay, animation broken. I can get into their car? What? I did not know this was... All right, the more you know. See, I'm telling you, I'm learning about this whole thing, so... That is indeed very, very interesting. Wow. All right. See, I'm telling you, this whole thing is mostly about... Seems to me that it's mostly about the interaction of the players. Is he positioning himself for a fancy picture or something? Or what is he doing? I don't know. But yeah, now granted, I am not, I'm sad to admit this, but I am not the most social player out there. So it's not like you're gonna see me go in here a ton and hey, let's do a fancy picture and whatnot. But the possibility is there, and maybe if you're with a group of friends and whatnot, yeah. Now there's also the chat where you can, be chatting with other people and all of that stuff. In fact, if you want to just kind of be cruising around, by the way, to get back into your car, you just go and get in, and hopefully it's not gonna be a broken animation. Okay, this one did work. I guess because the other guy was moving, that's why we had a bit of a broken animation, but it's fine. You can also just set the car to cruise by itself, and then you can just be over here like, hello world. And there you have it. So you can be chatting with people. Right now, actually, it's surprising that not a lot of people are chatting here. But yeah, normally you encounter a lot of people chatting, and I'm not driving this. This is driving by itself, so that there's something moving if you just want to be chatting with people over there. So this is indeed a very social aspect to the game. Again, if you're with a bunch of friends and you're, doing whatever, yeah, this is definitely... Oh, wait, what is this about a speed limit? Oh, okay, you can set up at which speed you want the car to be cruising. Apparently there can also be like, you can be doing voice chat and all of that, but I'm not necessarily into that, so yeah. While you're cruising, it also asks you like, hey, which side do you want to go? But you can literally just leave the car doing whatever and drive wherever. From time to time, you will notice that the car resets. I don't know, it does seem to me that it's because the world gets loaded into parts, or maybe the server is lagging quite a bit. I'm gonna disable the cruising, and I'm gonna drive it myself to show you precisely how indeed at some point the experience is a little bit, further janky, I suppose. Where like I'm driving in a place, for example, over there you saw some lag, but it didn't reset. You'll see. We'll get into one point like that. So I don't know if it's because the world needs to load in pieces and whatnot, and it's like, oh, you just got into a different part. Let's load this section of the map, and that's why it resets you. I really don't know. It could legit just be some connection issues, so who knows? Because yeah, in general, every time that I've tried this mode, it is indeed very, very laggy. Like right now, it's working relatively right. You can see people coming in. Well, you don't see them leaving, but there's definitely people leaving. Oh boy, I'm telling you, I just haven't gotten used to the drifting in this game. And besides, the drifting varies between cars and whatnot, so yeah, that's something else to keep in mind. But in general, I thought that this entire thing of the open world is quite interesting. I will continue looking into it. Like I said, I am not necessarily the most social player to be like, oh yeah, no, it's Friday, let's take selfies in the open world. Not exactly. You know that I do community events for the other games, and I don't know, maybe at some point I will do some community events for this one. Why don't you let me know in the comments if you would like me to eventually do some sort of community event for this game. I don't know how easy or difficult that would be to set up and to coordinate, but it might be interesting to do. But yeah, at the end of the day, I just wanted to show you a little bit of this idea of the open world. Now it's kind of funny because if you watch the video that I did recently on Asphalt Legends in a Q&A where the developers got asked, hey, will you ever add an open world mode and whatnot, and the developers were like, nah. I did say that was a good thing, that they're staying in their lane. But I think that has to, the difference why I consider that game could not or should not be doing an open world compared to this game is that this one was designed from the ground up to be this way, to have this added in there so that, hey, there's this social component and whatnot. While Asphalt Legends, it has never been exactly like that, so trying to shoehorn a mode like that into that game, I don't think that works. But in this game that was set up this way, I think it works fine. Like I said, it seems to me that there's gonna be more... I came back over here, okay. I don't know where I'm going, to be honest. I imagine that there's gonna be more locations over time in the game, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this a little bit. I didn't do exactly many races, but I did want to show you precisely the open world and this fancy livery once again. If you want to get it, just use that code that we saw a little bit earlier, and you'll be able to get this livery for a car that might not be fantastic, but it doesn't matter. It looks fantastic, and that's all that we need currently. But alright, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Like, subscribe again. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do more content in this game, because I'm definitely enjoying it. And I really need to explore the events and all of that, because oh boy, there's so many rules and so many things that I need to study before I can make a video on that. But I don't know, maybe you're interested, so let me know. But that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.